been over the last couple of weeks. Um, I've been going live. It's been kind of tough when it comes to downloading from different platforms and trying to upload them. They just make it be all type of stuff. So I realized I got to upload this stuff from my computer. So I said, let me just do it from my computer and see if I can go ahead and do it and make the live go straight on, but I'm live. So if you miss any part of the actual live stream, I am live right now on YouTube as well. It's gonna automatically upload. Ain't no edits, no nothing. It just is what it is. Um, so shout out to y'all for tapping in with your boy. If this is your first time on my live, no matter what platform you're on, put a one on the chat. If you see me kind of looking all over the place, the reason why that is, again, I got not just multiple phones up there, I got multiple cameras up too, so I'm kind of trying to be respectful. But if it is your first time on my live, look, I like go by Saber 103. I'm the dude that get on these live platforms and information that you would normally pay for. If I know it, y'all, you get it for free. The only requirement that I have when you're on my live, I require you to think, do some research, and take some action, y'all. Don't be one of those people that get on my lives and just look for an opportunity to debate me. I don't know everything. I ain't never gonna claim to know everything. But the things that I do know, I know. And it just is what it is. One of the things that I do know is I've managed to retire in my early 40s. I've managed to work 0 hours for the full fiscal year so far of 2024. And for the rest of the year, we're gonna work 0 hours, y'all. I managed to do it. So let me just say this. I got a little something. Just want to let you know, sound like a robot. Got to say something real quick. Hold on a second, y'all. Let me change. Sound like I'm crazy. Hold on. Let me check it out for a second. I think I have something. Check my board over here. Can you hear music over there? I don't. On the platform, they probably get music right now. If you can hear music, put a one in the chat room. I don't want to play too much. Let me see if my voice can come back a little bit.
You know if that's better. Is that better? That should be better. Should be better. Is that better? No? Jeez. All right. I'm not sure what's going on. Uh-uh. Let me just double check one other thing real quick. Okay, they gave me stuff like that. Don't be alarmed, y'all. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Picture.
What about now? Hopefully that's better. That should be the money shot right there. Yeah. Let me know if that's better. Put a one in the chat if that's better over there. I think that's YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Riff, wherever you at. Put a one in the chat if that's better for you. If it's not better, then I'm probably gonna have to kick it off. I'm not sure. Not sure what's happening, y'all. That's weird. But look, y'all. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all being patient. Tapping in with your boy for the last 80 plus weeks straight. I know sometimes getting on these lives, I know that some people, if you on here multiple times throughout the week, sound like a chill. That's crazy. Yeah, control. Control. That's weird. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. But what you'll find though is you will. How can I put this? You will. Best way to say this. you will hear some of the same things over and over again when you get on my live. And um, the reason why you are here, certain.
The reason why you hear certain things over and over again, because I understand it takes multiple times in order to get the information. If you need to go to TikTok, go to Zabo103. I don't know why it's doing that. This is so weird. All right, y'all. I tried to do something different over here. So what I'm gonna do is, let me take that off. Pro chat internal.
That might be a little bit different. Hopefully that's better. But yeah, hopefully that's better. That should be a lot better now. Because I turned the Rodecaster mic off. So hopefully you can hear me a lot better over there, just in case you decide not to go to another platform. But one thing I try to do, y'all, I'm very repetitive when it comes to these different conversations, just simply because I know for me, like, I'm a visual person, so I have to see things. And that's the reason why you'll see me go live in all these different places and the things that I share with y'all, because I want y'all to see it, because I'm a visual person. The other thing is, I ain't the smartest person on the planet. I'm definitely not to show up as marble in the bag. So what does that mean? I need to hear things over and over again sometimes for it to connect. That's me, especially when someone's trying to explain something to me that I've never done before. So sometimes I'll take weeks, sometimes months, explaining the exact same thing so that it can connect with folks and they'll be able to apply to themselves. The other thing is this. A lot of people be trying to figure out, how can I do exactly what you can do? And I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. I don't think anybody can do something exactly like somebody else. I just don't think that's the case, because we're all individuals. But what I will say is, some of the principles, right, you can extract from what you hear me talk about, what you see me do, and apply it in your own way. One thing you're gonna have to realize is, it doesn't have to be exactly the way somebody else do it. It just need to be, the principle or the base foundation need to be there, and you have to apply it to you. Some people personality may be different from mine. Some people may like people. I don't. So you're in a situation where you realistically have an advantage when you take something, take the major foundation that's there, and apply you to the scenario, and when you're taking the action. That's how you're going to start to win, y'all. Because what I'm realizing, just by me going live so much, I'm understanding that nobody has the same journey. No one. No one is actually going to do something exactly like anybody else. You get it? So let me say this before we dive in today. I make myself very, very clear when I say it. If you want to get out of your rat race and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you not only got to think about what it is you want to do, you not only got to do some research, you got to take action, y'all. The action portion of this is the most important part, in where people get stuck at, because people will think and research for years and never do nothing with it. In fact, they'll get in debates and they'll out debate any person that they're talking to, because they have so much information. but they never take action. I had a young man earlier today told me that he reads one book a week, 52 books a year. I said, "Jeez, you on a roll." He said, "Yeah, I was told that's what the wealthy people do." I was like, "I don't know who told you that." I don't know who told you that. That ain't how that works, son. I told him there's books sometimes that I get and I don't even read the whole book. Once I get to the point of the book where I done found what I need to find with my research that I'm doing, I close the book and I'm going on about my way. Now I know that's silly to some people. They're like, read the rest of the book. What if you come up with something else? What if I don't? What if I don't? And what I found, when I used to read a lot, because I used to read a whole lot. What I found was once you get your $1 million ticket out of that book, it's really time to move on. Everything else behind it gonna be repetitive. So me personally, I'm just seeking information that I can apply. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Now you have some people that are super, super smart and they read and they comprehend and they execute, and it's amazing. But the one thing that I'm starting to learn is time is the biggest factor of all of it, right? So if you spending time in the book, reading it, say in chapter 1, the $1 million lesson is right there in chapter 1. Me and you reading the same book. You gonna take the time to finish reading the book. After chapter 1, I didn't close the book and I'm gonna spend time taking action. By the time you get done reading the book, I've already accomplished 4 or 5 different things. That's how this stuff works, y'all. Everybody ain't smart, even though everybody want to play smart. Everybody ain't a genius, even though everybody want to play like they're a genius. It's the same concept that people use every single day. When you get off work, like most of you all are off work right now, when you get off work and you go home, to anybody in your family and your friends, you the top performing person at your job. I'm gonna say that again. You the top performing person at your job. Now, sometimes people do really be the top performing people at their job. But 99.99% of the time, they ain't. I'm the best person at their job. They can't afford to lose me. Then they terminate you. I thought they couldn't afford to lose you. I just really thought they couldn't afford to lose you. What happened? Did the whole company go under? That's the only reason why they got rid of you? Come on, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Why am I saying that, y'all? I'm saying it because people spend a lot of time wasting time. As y'all are seeing right now, time is literally flying by. I say sometimes they can't afford to keep you. Well, let's explore that a little bit further. If they can't afford to keep you, that means that you did not generate enough money because your job ain't got no money no way. Think about that for a second. Because that's the excuse that they give you, right? If they can't afford to keep you, that means you and your peers did not generate enough money because your job don't have no money, y'all. As a person that worked at Bank of America for 20 years as an executive without a college degree, I'm here to tell you firsthand, no job has no money. It doesn't exist. You're going to work speaking to a consumer, getting the money from the consumer, giving it to your job. And if you don't hit your standard number, you're going on some form of corrective action. If you don't continue to hit your number, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get performance managed out because they can't afford to keep you because your job ain't got no money other than the money that you supply. That's the real gift. You can't, and this is why I say a lot of people spend time wasting time. The only fear that's really out there is the fear of you thinking you got some form of security at your job. And my business owners, no disrespect to y'all, but stop punching down on these people that got a 9 to 5. I keep saying the same thing. They are actually in a better place than you if you ain't got no employees. You're actually in a worse place than them because they only working 40 hours a week. You working 80, 90 hours a week. You're going to get burnt out. You're going to get sick and tired of getting sick and tired. You got to figure out how to grow. And I'm talking to my business owners now. If you're the only employee and you feel like you can't trust nobody, you got to figure out how to grow. That's just the truth, y'all. Because the wealthy people understand you got to trade money for time. I think, who sent me something? Who was that? It was actually my barber sent me something on Instagram today. It was so interesting, y'all. And I don't even know if I can say this on here, but I'm going to say it anyway because it was on Instagram, right? Man, I don't know if I can say this. I'm gonna go for it. Let me start off by saying this is coming from a place of love. Everybody's welcome. We're not punching down. I'm just showing love, y'all. He sent me a video today, and I don't know if this stuff is real or not, so I can't say it's real. Where they were doing head replacements. Y'all seen that video going around social media? Or was this just something random that maybe he be looking at that just popped up? It blew my mind. It was talking about how your brain and your head can live for hundreds and hundreds of years. The body connected to the brain don't live for that long. So they were doing head replacements. Literally. Appreciate the love, family. It blew my mind, y'all. It blew my mind. And then I got to thinking, how are they able to do that? How are they able to do that? Because when your brain be overused, and then that light bulb went off. The average person don't even use 5% of their brain power. I'm gonna say that again. The average person don't even use 5% of their brain power. They say some geniuses only use about 7-8% of their brain power. So the people on the planet ain't even using 10% of their brain. Uh-oh. I'm about to get ready to start counting some more days. I thought I had a little bit over 17,321 days left on this planet. If something else work out the way it worked out, something else might change. This stuff is wild, y'all. This stuff is bigger than Nino Brown, baby. But you gotta think. You gotta research. and you got to take some action, y'all. I saw something else on. I don't know what I was watching. I don't know if it's social media or the news. I don't know what I was watching. I was watching something, and they were talking about. Man, I gotta pull it up because I don't want to mess it up. I'm gonna have to pull it up. They were talking about these big gurus. I think, and I'm calling them gurus, but they're really not gurus. They like, I guess you gotta call them world leaders. I guess that's the way to say it. I don't know. But the guy that was over FDIC, he resigned. The guy that's over, I want to say, is the World Economy of Finance. He resigned too. And there was a CEO, I think, of JP Morgan Chase, if I'm not mistaken, retired as well. And all three of them retired on the same day. Now, maybe that's just a coincidence. Maybe. But all three of these people are part of the financial institutions, right? And I've been looking at this stock market over the last couple of days. I've been looking at the cryptocurrency over the last couple of days. I don't want to say that the rug gonna get pulled, but something don't smell right. Something just don't smell right. And maybe it's me, y'all. I could be wrong because I don't know everything. But how is this possible? When I pulled up, there's some of these different charts that I look at sometimes just to kind of see what's going on. I peek in and I peek out. This stuff's starting to get scary, y'all. And I'm not here to scare you. I'm barely here to prepare you. What I'm saying is, y'all, you got to get back to the basics. Providing food, providing water, providing shelter, providing clothes on your back. Because it don't necessarily matter what currency we use. Those four things is a must-have, no matter what currency you use. These are things that you got to start paying attention to. You got to start really focusing. The other thing, yeah, that's a different topic. I'm not well versed just yet, but that's a different topic for sure. But I'm with you 100%. At least my way of thinking in regards to that. Let me just say that. But let me say this. When this creator that made this planet made things for everybody on the planet, think about all the things that he made to go along with it. So let's look at the cow. We've been talking about the cow for the last couple of weeks. And to my vegans, stay with me, please. It involves you too. But when the cow was made, the grass was made for the cow too, right? I'm going to show you how all this stuff connected. The grass was made too, right? So the cow can eat. Right? Am I wrong? I'm tripping. The same grass that the cow was eating to get all plump or whatever, was good for us too, right? A lot of people don't agree that it's good for us. And if you are a vegetarian, the same fertilizer that cow is putting on your veggies, that's helping your veggies grow, all coming from the same place. Imagine that. Just think about that one step. Forget the car tires that come from the cow. Forget the soap that comes from the cow. Forget the collagen that comes from the cow. Forget all these other things, refined sugar. Forget all these other things that come from the cow. Just take it back to the basic thing of you eating. So when the creator made this thing called the earth or whatever, and the creator made this thing called you, the person, whatever you are, the creator had in mind all these other things and how they all connect, right? If you believe that the creator is your father, that means you should have the same gift, right? So why wouldn't you set your life up in a way where everything connects? You have to follow the law of the land. We know that. That's the reason why when you walk outside, you gotta have clothes on your back, right? You know you gotta eat, even though it's slowly taking us off this planet. But you gotta eat. And if you're one of these people that's just walking around every day, drink soda every day, I'm sure your skin, your skin gonna make a difference. And dehydration is a mug. And you gotta have a roof over your head. Why not connect those four things back around, y'all? Why am I saying that? When you get those four things that you need, those four things that you gotta have, when you automatically can have those four things, guess what, boys and girls? Life gets easy. There's no more stress. There's no need to say that, hey man, I got to go out here and bust my butt and work. The only thing you're doing is working the land. Think about what I just said. At that point, you don't have any use for money. And all the people that go out and go get the money, guess who they coming to in order for them to survive? They still need clothes, they still need water, they still need food, and they still need shelter. If you got those four things, that sounds like a guaranteed return on investment. I asked this question a couple of months ago. If the grocery store shut down right now, how long could you survive? Now, some people say, man, I'll be able to survive for the next, 6 months. They bought them little, what they call it, MREs. Have fun with that. But what would you do? Do you know how to grow food to survive? Do you understand how to prepare water to make sure it's clean enough for you to drink? Do you know there's some water is never going to be clean enough for you to drink? Think about this stuff. What if AI really took over and you never had another job? What would you do? How would you earn anything so you can provide those four things? You got to start making a way, y'all,
to accomplish the things you want to accomplish. But you got to take this stuff back to the basics, y'all. And if you're not going to take it back to the basics, you might as well just stay in your rat race, y'all. Because life ain't going to get better for you just because you started your own business. You just became a glorified supervisor. You have to go back to the basic, boys and girls. This stuff requires you to think. It requires you to do some research. And it requires you to take some action. When I was at the bank, y'all, I'm going to tell you firsthand, I was that joker that was, again, couple $100,000 a year type dude. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing. Like, there wasn't nothing you could tell me. Because I thought I was it. And then, one day, of many things that transpire, obviously, right? I used to get information on when we were going to be terminating people. A lot of times, depending on which level it was at, right? If it was at the base level, and I'm calling it the base level because I don't know what term, I don't want to use a bank term that most people don't understand it, but at that base, that foundation, the ground level, so to speak, I might know that 6 months in advance. And it might be a group of people. If it was one of my direct reports, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a week. If it was at my level, I ain't have no clue. And it hit me one day. You never know when it's going to be your day. At any time, they can end this relationship. And I said to myself, making a couple $100,000 a year without a college degree, if the bank decided to end this relationship, what would I do? I can't go get another job, y'all, making what I make. I ain't got no degree. Experience is amazing, but that degree, unfortunately, during that time, it mattered a lot. It actually outweighed experience because that paper was a part of it. So I made a very, very, very deliberate decision that I would never, ever in my life fight for nobody else's last name other than mine. I will never do it. So I had to start putting things into place. I had to start thinking about life on the other side of working for somebody else. I'm telling you firsthand, y'all. When I started tapping into land and understanding what all you can do with land and know you had to have land if you want to build some type of wealth at all, you gotta have land. It just is what it is. You ain't building no wealth without it. All these wealthy people that's just telling you they doing one thing, I promise y'all they got land. It's just a part of the game, y'all. You gotta learn it. It's a must know. Because everything goes back to the land, including you. Speaking of everything going back to the land and you going back to the land, I also realized we all leaving this planet. You know how many times people then passed away and people try to scrap up to get money to pay for funeral costs, scrap up costs so people can be cremated and people ain't even got it? Think about what I just said. How many times have you had to help out so you can bury a family member or a friend? You got people putting up GoFundMe's to bury family and friends. We all know we leaving this planet, y'all. It's going against what the Creator had already done for us. They prepared for every step of the way. Think about that for a second. Why aren't we prepared? I'm not gonna say wait. Why people ain't prepared? You know it's gonna happen. What are you waiting for? You gonna wait till you get the most unhealthy you can be and as old as you possibly can get before you decide to try to get it, to realize that it's too late for you to get it? Think, y'all. Think. Plus, if you really understood the benefits of tapping into these policies the way you should be operating anyway, don't you want to give your family a real head start versus leaving them that raggedy ass house that they just gonna sell as soon as before your body even get cold, it's already gone. Think, y'all. Think. This stuff is you gotta start preparing. You gotta start preparing. And I see your family. I've been ignoring your comment because, and I know you're trying to get my attention. It's cool, but listen, I get you throwing things out there, and you might know all these things, and you might not. I don't know. So let me ask. Maybe you can teach me something. You said you gotta go get you a trust. Tell me why you gotta go get a trust. So tell us why we gotta go get a trust. Go ahead, I'm listening. Y'all give me a minute, y'all. We're gonna learn something for a second. What's the reason? What's the reason? What's the reason? Tell us. We're curious. So you can keep things from people private so people can't take things from you? Okay. What do you have that somebody can take away from you right now today? Go. I'm listening. What do you have that someone can take from you right now today? Go. I'm curious. Okay, maybe that was too direct. Let me say it another way. What are you gonna put in your trust? Because you saying your soul, you can't. I guess you can put your soul in your trust if that's what you want to. But what are you gonna put in your trust? In the future, you will have something. Okay, I like that attitude. I like the attitude. Let me explain something to you. Whenever you actually start speaking about things, don't speak on hypotheticals. And the reason why I'm saying it is because you, you, you're jumping on somebody's platform with the idea of taking the conversation wherever you want to go, and I appreciate you. But what happens when I start asking you questions and you have no answer? Just a waste of time, right? Say you don't own anything in the U.S. Tomatoes, tomatoes. I like to think that I'm part owner of America in real life. I believe that the mentality that most people have is one that, like you just said, you don't own anything in the United States. Well, own it and control it is two different things, or is it? Owning and controlling is two different things, or is it? You're on this planet long enough to use the things that you're using. And if you train your kids, your bloodline, the appropriate way on how they can use these things too, what's the issue? It's the same in every country, boys and girls. Don't let nobody take you off the deep end and tell you, man, you need to move to another country. You better own this. No, you're not. You in the same position. It ain't nowhere on this planet that you actually really gonna own. But there's things on this planet that you can control. And if you can control it, that's all that matters, right? Nobody hears this stuff. Nobody understands that though. So when I say things like, hey, I own 1,399 acres of land and ain't no loan on none of those lands. When I say things like, hey, if I close my eyes and leave this planet right now, based off of the sacrifices that I've made and the training that I've given to my bloodline so far, for the next 1,000 years, they have a head start on life. Think. This stuff ain't that complicated. It's all a rerun, y'all. All this stuff has happened before us. Just take a look around. This young man talking about, man, you need to move to Africa. Why? Are you taking your whole family to Africa with you? If you're not taking your entire family to Africa with you to go forever, you just gonna move to Africa and leave your family? I thought that's what you were doing it for, your family. You can't afford to take your whole family, can you? I know, because you haven't accomplished what you need to accomplish right in your own country. When you accomplish what you need to accomplish in your own country, then you can move your whole bloodline no matter where it's at, no matter what the situation is. Tell me the issue with that. People be saying man, you need to move out the country, and they ain't never been out the country a day in their life. They don't have a clue. Imagine you moving to another country that does not operate the same way the country that you in operate. You get over there with your chest poked out and a little money, and they take you out. They ain't even got no laws in place. It ain't nothing to be unsolved. You just gone. You're protected over here to certain degrees, y'all. Think. But don't throw these wild dreams out that you be telling. And fellas, it always be us telling these dreams, y'all. It always be us telling these dreams. You know how y'all be selling dream your old lady. Yeah, baby, one day we gonna move to Africa. Yeah, baby, one day we ain't gonna have to worry about none of this stuff. We ain't never gonna have to pay no more bills no more, baby. Baby, don't be so mad at your job. I know you got to go back in that Monday. Just stick around a little bit longer, baby. Eventually, we're gonna be out of this situation soon. I got you, baby. Just stay with me. We're gonna make this right. We gonna do what we gotta do. Accomplish it right now, y'all. And I know it ain't for everybody. I know everybody can't do it. I get it. But if you gonna sell that dream, at least start taking the steps. At least start taking the steps. This joker got 3 kids. It's him and his girlfriend. Ain't even took the first step to make her your wife. He ain't even got a passport. Not one passport at all. Man, yes, I do got my passport. Do your kids got their passport? Do your kids got their passport? What you gonna do? Leave the country and leave your kids behind? Why all your kids ain't got their passport? You talk about going to Africa? You gonna leave the kids here and just bounce? And you talking about you building generational wealth without a generational leader too, because you're leaving them all in the States while you going on over to Africa. Think, y'all. Think. This stuff ain't complicated. And you know how Mr. Joe Clark said from Lean On Me, right? Don't be scared. Go on and get it over with. If that's what you want to do, stop talking about it. Go. Go on over there. That's what you want to do. Stop telling everybody their mama that's what you should do. No, man, go on over there. Go. You don't speak their language. When you start speaking Yoruba? You don't speak French. You just, what are we doing? You don't speak Igbo. Your English ain't even good. Oh, you're going to Africa. I'm going to Africa. I'm going to just give you a hard time, family. It's all love. But what I am saying is, stop telling people that. You ain't in a position to go downtown, let alone another country. I'm going to say that again because that probably went over your head. And you might think, oh, I can go downtown. You ain't in a position to go downtown, let alone another country. When you're able to buy land in the major city where you live, then you can start talking about going to another country. Because you're going to need protection when you get over there. You can't go over there and get a job for real. That's going to pay you worth anything. You don't even own a business here. You're going to go start a business over there. You don't understand the law over there. They definitely struggling. So what am I saying, y'all? Think. Stop saying this old scarcity mindset of you got to think outside of the box. The box don't exist. It's not real unless you're in prison. And if you're not in prison, what are you talking about? What's up, family? When I left the bank and I made the decision to fight for my last name and not my first, I said to myself, how can I provide the 4 things, food, water, shelter, clothes on my back, for people in my bloodline that I ain't never gonna meet? I started going down the path of a year worth of living expenses I'm gonna put away every single month. That's the path I started going down. And then I realized I would never really be able to create generational wealth, because if I'm creating this year worth of living expenses every single month that I'm putting to the side, when I leave this planet, it's going to get taxed at 40%. Don't matter if it's going through probate or it's in a trust, it's getting taxed at 40%. So I can't even leave that. And by the time my kids get it, they gonna blow it. Even though they've been trained, they gonna blow it. Because at that point, they were gonna be trained the same way I was going, which is problematic. You can't leave the people that you love money, because they don't need money, y'all. They need food. They need water. They need clothes. They need shelter on. Oh God. Oh God. The reason why you hear the saying, by the 3rd generation, the wealth that you leave will blow the wealth in your family, is because they leave them money. If I didn't went and built $100 million cash, got it in a trust, when I leave this planet to get taxed at 40%, guess how much money I done left to my kids? $60 million. Let's say, for the sake of argument, my kids blow through $20 million. When they leave the planet, guess what's getting taxed at 40%? That $40 million. I hope y'all picking up what I just said. 10% is $4,000 times 4, $16,000 coming off that $40 million by the time my grandkids get it. And if $16 million come off of that $40 million, sound like they got $24 million left. You know they're gonna outdo their parents. Their parents only spent $20 million. So you know they're gonna spend 24, and now it's back to zero. But land in your trust is not cash. So it's not taxed when you leave this planet. You get it? You can go to go. But you don't have to. You don't have to. You can put land and everything else up in there as long as it's private. You get it? As long as it's private, it can go in the trust. But land ain't cash, y'all. I'm with your family. It ain't cash. So if you're leaving your bloodline land, guess what, y'all? You leaving them wealth because you make money when you buy land, not when you sell it. If I leave my kids all the land that I got right now today, 1,399 acres of land, it ain't going through no probate because they all in, different trusts. They set up for where it's set up. The land is already making money. Forget it just going up in value because you got it, because that's going to happen anyway. But the land is making money on top of that. Maybe it's the 100 acres of pecan trees. They just get a check every couple months. Maybe it's where the cell phone towers, where we lease a cell phone tower. They getting that every single month. Uh-oh. Maybe it's this field. Probably did like about once every 6 months, give or take. Start planting in June. They harvest around like November. So yeah, really once a month. Once a year, I'm sorry. Imagine you got thousands of acres of timber trees. That's an every 10 to 15 year time frame, but who cares? It's just money that's coming, that's being made that they ain't got to work for just because they got the land. What are they doing with the money? They don't need to buy food, water, shelter, or clothes because I already made that happen for them before they were even born. Guess what they doing with the money, y'all? Buying more land. Buy more land. Notice I ain't said nothing about going out to get a big old whole life insurance policy. The trust already paid for it. The cash that I did have, the trust paid for it. Think, y'all. This stuff really ain't that complicated when you start applying basic common sense to it. Put a one in the chat if y'all saw the new movie, Color Purple, the new Color Purple that came out. Not the old Color Purple, even though you can look at the old Color Purple too and get the same thing I'm about to say. But if y'all looked at the new Color Purple that they actually the one that just came out that they say didn't do too well. I was mad that I watched. They were doing all that singing in there. My wife said, I want to watch Color Purple. I said, man, I don't want to watch it. You don't want to watch it with me? I said, oh, Lord, I guess I got to watch it. So I was faking like I was watching. They just kept on singing, man. I was so upset. I was like, man, this is the worst thing in the world that could happen to a young man. One thing that I noticed in that movie that I saw, and I said to myself, ooh, that was powerful. That was powerful. The young man, the son, he turned 16 years old, and they were marrying people at 16. That was weird to me, but I guess it works. Marriage is important. It still is. Still important. The son told his pawpaw, he said, you done married this woman, you can't even take care of her. Where y'all gonna live? Because y'all can't live here. He said, Granddaddy told me when I get 16, the land down there by the lake is mine. I'm gonna go down here and build me a house, me and my wife a house on the lake, build us a house by the lake on my land that Granddaddy gave me. He said, well, get on down there and do it. And guess what the little young boy did? Went down there, got a couple of his buddies, and they built him a house on the lake on his land. Pawpaw had a whole bunch of land too. I said, ooh, this is so powerful. I'm happy I woke up from my nap to catch that part of it. It was amazing. Imagine though, in that movie, they ain't had no jobs. Old little mean rascal wasn't working nowhere. He had land. Or what they would call them, sharecroppers. Uh-oh. He can afford to buy some fancy suits. He even had a little car back then, y'all. They didn't miss a meal. They had food. They had water. They had clothes on their back and a roof over their head. Uh-oh. After that scene, y'all, I went back and took me another nap. And then I woke up at the end. I didn't know what was going on. But what's the lady named Celie? She had got up enough courage to leave that joker. She didn't go get a job. I don't know what happened, but she started a business. Because she was like some type of seamstress, right? I said, that's how she would, that's how they had clothes on their back. She was a seamstress. Blew my mind. She was making all type of suits and jumpsuits and whatever they were making. They were making all type of stuff. I said, what should the business? She just left the dude to just started a business. I thought she was gonna have to work somewhere. I thought she just had a job. She owned the stove. Now my wife told me, because I asked, how did she get the money to start this stove? She said her family had been sending her money for years. I said, sending her money for years? She ain't know about it? I said, no, nah, she ain't know nothing about it. I said, this is crazy. This is wild. I said, well, how's money? Said her old man was hiding the money from her. All the letters and all the money from her. So she ain't know nothing about it. I said, wait, it was money in, they was sending like cash money in the mail? She said, yeah. I said, oh, that's crazy. I said, he knew it was cash money down there? She said, yeah. And y'all, there goes that second powerful thing in this movie. The old man, mean like a rattlesnake. He saw the money and he ain't had no use for the money. He ain't have no use for the money. Imagine you get mail every single month, every single week, however often you get it, and there's money in the envelope, you gonna use it. You gonna misuse it, but you gonna use it. He was just putting it, she said he was just putting it down in the flow. Because he ain't have no use for money. It made me realize that old man, as mean as he was and cool as he was wealthy. Uh-oh. For that to be a horrible movie, because it was a horrible movie, man, it was a powerful movie to me, especially the parts that I saw. What am I saying? I'm not telling you to go out there and be mean like a little rattlesnake to your old lady or your old man. I'm telling you, when you have land, your stress seems to go away. When you got land, you're always gonna make money, y'all. You're always gonna make money, y'all. When you got land. Land is one of the only things on this planet that only goes up in value and don't go up and down. You make money when you buy land, not when you sell it. We can go further than that. They did a part 2 to Coming to America. A part 2 to Coming to America. I said, man, whenever they make part 2s to movies, for the most part, especially have a long time in between it, man, they don't really be that good. They had its moments. But I was looking at The New King. The New King. Mr. Eddie Murphy. I noticed something real wild, y'all. Real wild. Just crazily wild. When he was in his country, you know, as a king, you sit on a whole bunch of land, right? But we all know that kings have a bunch of land, right? That's just a given. It's a sign of wealth. We get that now, right? But when you started looking at the people around him that was close to him, it was all family. That was mind-blowing to me. And anybody that was in there that was not family, they were like the staff, just working for the king. But the king didn't even get up and do no work himself. Why? Now, I know in America, they call everybody kings and queens. And I'm here to tell you, boys and girls, out of the million, billions, how many other people over there in Africa, everybody ain't kings and queens, y'all. And if you haven't got the memo, if you think you from Africa, you were sold. I don't know too many kings and queens that were sold. I don't know too many kings and queens that were sold, y'all. I could be wrong. Think about what I just said. So when you wrap your brain around you being a king or a queen, you have to do what kings and queens do. The kings have servants, peasants all around them, all the time, aka employees, aka, what's up, family? Employees. Think about what I just said. They're not running around calling themselves no boss. They're kings. They got employees. And you working a 9 to 5 calling yourself a king. You own your own business and you the only employee, and we calling ourselves kings. Maybe the words and the definitions don't mean nothing no more. But all the kings that I didn't read about, you know, growing up, you read about a lot of kings. They all are willing to leave this planet, help you leave this planet, and go and be in prison for what they believe in. And they believe in their kingdom. I'm going to say that again. They believe in their kingdom. Do you believe in your kingdom? Do you believe in your kingdom? Think. You say your royalties with King James? Shout out to that, family. Shout out to that. Let me guess, you got that from Ancestry.com? You got that from the same people that put you in. That's who you got that from. I'm messing with you because you might know something I don't know. They don't know either, y'all. And if they did, why would they be so generous to tell you? Because you gave them their money back? You from right here in America, family. You from right here in America. If that was truly your bloodline, go on over there where they were from. Go on over there to Africa. And go take the throne. Ain't that what happened in the Black Panther? Ain't that what happened in the Black Panther? Y'all remember the Black Panther movie? Put a 1 in the chat if you saw the movie Black Panther. Put a 1 in the chat if you saw the movie Black Panther. I want to see something. Y'all know Michael B. Jordan had that bloodline in him. What'd he do? He was able to go over there and fight for the throne. And he won temporarily. Think. And he went over there and took his throne. I'm going to tell you, family. If that's your bloodline, and you really own that, get your butt off my TikTok and ride on over there and take back your throne. Boy, people are wild. And I ain't mad at you, family. You got to believe something. Got to believe something. And I'm here to tell you firsthand, if ain't nobody else going to believe in you, you got to believe in you. You got to do what's best for you and your bloodline. Because the reality of it is, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Because I think a lot of times we have these things set on our mind that we tend to believe. Because I can remember when people tell me, man, you should go get your ancestry.com. I'm like, they don't know. They don't know at all. They ain't got a clue. I'm from America. And I'm an American. I know that to be 100% facts. Can't even make that up if I wanted to. This is what it is. I ain't about to go waste my time going to look and see and hope if I'm connected to a bloodline that sold me. If they sold me, they didn't want me, right? But who am I fooling? Ain't nobody sold me. I don't have that experience. Think. It's a gift and a curse, y'all. It really is. So what am I saying? Blaze your own way at this point. The reality of it is, no one in your bloodline to this point in your life have made a sacrifice so you can have a head start on life. They just haven't, y'all. And being that they haven't made that sacrifice, catch that too. Being that they haven't made a sacrifice, boys and girls, right? You have to make the sacrifice. So the people behind you in your bloodline can remember you. And they don't have to do no digging. They don't have to do no searching. You get it? You make the decision to make these things happen. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, family. But I think you might be in the wrong live for real. much. Do not do nothing crazy. Allow people to live because people are entitled to have their own opinion. But people gonna be people. And if that's what they believe, that's what they believe. That's all your message. Remember the land patents? Oh my goodness. Which land patent you talking about, family? Tell it, entertain us for a minute. We're gonna take a small little intermission. My people that's on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Rift. We about to go over to the after party. You can meet us over at TikTok at Zabo103. You can meet us over at Instagram, Zabo103. We're about to get ready to end the live over there. We're gonna keep going on these other two platforms for the after party. So tap in with us on the after party. We're gonna make that happen. But yeah, talk to us about these land patents. I'm curious. No, you good, family. I want to know. Talk to us about the land patents. I want to know what you're talking about. We're curious. And the reason why I'm saying we're curious is because, and no disrespect to your family, it's all love. But if you're going to share information, just share it. For sure. So they left us land patents. Talk about the land patents that they left us. Let us go ahead and learn some stuff new here. Appreciate y'all, family. So tell us the name of the land.